especially those mages in the bot lane. I think this is one thing we're going to be watching the whole time we're here at EWC. It's going to be very interesting. But again, it's just versatility. It's where do these champions go? We have tanks up in the top side, but you also got hella bruisers, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, we already have some of these bans coming through. I love the bans coming out of Sentinels. They've hit that Nautilus early, that phenomenal support who's able to engage on those long-range bot-side comps, right? That Ashe Seraphine, they hate that Nautilus. Poppy shuts down any of those sort of dashes, which we're already seeing coming out of Sentinels. They've got Lee Sin already, that hard early aggression, and they've robbed Hizto of it.
Oh, I can't believe it. Robbing Hizto is a bit of a nightmare, but it's going to be so good on HamBak here. They're going to be feeling really strong, pulling out big moves in the start of the game. It's going to be a bit difficult for this Ezreal and Karma, but at the same time, it's still an Ezreal. You're going to be able to dash out. You're going to be have a little bit of safety.
So
and you're all about playing a little bit sort of back. You can take lane phases yourself. Karma's going to be roaming around. It is going to be BA, moving around the map and trying to influence mid, top, even the jungle.
That's the thing I do love about this bot side comp, right? You can leave an Ezreal alone to farm all on their own while you actually have impact on that rift. Karma gets around faster than you expect, but I'm also loving these other bans we're seeing. We've seen Camille banned. She's such a high prio support. Immediately coming out of MSI, she's super aggressive, right? She's the Lee Sin of support. You need to go hard and fast early with this one. Bard, just an absolute menace taken away. So you can tell they've done their research here. Rumble with all of that top lane priority, but Hizto for me, I think he has to get that Jhin out. He is phenomenal on that champion, but then it depends on the draft.
That is so true, but you've picked up the Ryze now, so we're past the first pick phase, and it's looking really good. The Rumble being locked in tells me they are looking for some big team fights. They're going to be looking mid to late game, but Lee Sin's going to be working the map. As long as it's going to be a relatively decent sort of matchup in the top side, we're thinking most likely a K'Sante, usually sort of that answer into the Rumble, means we're going to see a little bit more, but there it is. Din Xin Zhao has been taken off the board. They are now looking at Hizto as this playmaker that is going to move the map. There are other options too. J4 could still be up, but it hasn't been banned out yet. So Cassiopeia, Anivia now taken out too. They're looking at the mid game. They're looking at taking out Darkwings a little bit further out, but we have seen the Anivia and the Cassiopeia in the spot side. But Jhin being locked in. Now I'm looking at supports. What do you put with this Jhin to really power through this team?
One thing before we get to that, they have clearly identified Hizto as the threat. They just banned J4. These are his two most played to date champions in 2026. He comes in here as the youngest player. He was the youngest going into MSI. He's the youngest here at EWC, and those are his top two most played. So Sentinels have done their homework. They've done the research and gone, Hizto, you do not get comfort. You do not get meta. You have to work even harder for this. But as you said, Anivia gone. So a lot of that playmaking ability, those walls, and we're seeing Wukong locked in here for Hizto of Team Secret Whales. I kind of like this pick. The engage potential from this, really good, and Bruiser, as you called.
Yeah, like this is the big thing, right? There's not too much front to back right now for Secret Whales. They are very sort of that poke heavy. They want to lock them down a little bit, but right now, Wukong coming in, going to get that Cyclone off, is going to do a really good job. Now, the Orianna. I don't know how we missed this logo because this champion has been all over the Rift for months now. So being this sort of high priority mid laner too, it does well into the Ryze, and paired up with the Lee Sin, that's a ball delivery system if ever I've seen it, and I'm very scared to see this mid jungle duo for Sentinels really pop off.
One thing that's interesting to note to me is both of these comps are looking very fragile right now. Rumble is in that top side for impact, but Rumble is not your traditional tank. He can dish out a lot of damage, but he can't take a lot of damage.
Oh! Blitzcrank being locked in. That is aggression.
Oh,
I've
nice.
Seen it, Logan. Pairing it with the Jhin. You're going to have great lockdown. That is huge. Huhi must be feeling good today.
Yeah, and after we saw Delight on Blitzcrank at MSI, he was an absolute menace. But what are these compositions right now? I mean, Impact is clearly on the Rumble in the top side, but what is... Ah, there we go, Tim. Yep. So they were messing with my emotions there. Oh my goodness. K'Sante. That classic K'Sante Rumble top lane matchup. So it's going to be a much slower lane, but it's going to be that front line that Team Secret Whales so desperately needs. But this is the 8th most played champion in Pun's history, right? I was expecting something a little spicy from him, but I just don't think the Sentinels composition allows for it.
Look, that's it. When there is a Blitzcrank in this game, it is all about having that wall. K'Sante is that wall. You need to keep Eddie alive as long as possible. You need to keep D-Ray surviving these fights and being able to come in with a Realm Warp and do some damage. So that's what I'm really looking at here. You can see Warhorse, you can see Deos there having a chat saying, what is the team's next move? Where do they put that focus? And it has to be this bot side for Team Secret Whales. They need to give Eddie a slight lead, an edge, a movement in the game, and they should be able to run away with it. But you can't ignore Sentinels team comp here is damage, damage, damage.
Aggression across the rift coming out of the Sentinels here. And this is their first international, right? Sentinels joined the LCS here in 2026, and they have made it through the online qualifiers to get to EWC. So they really want to put on a good show for this international event here. And, you know, sometimes they can be quite feast or famine, but right now you have to be feast. Yes, this is at the upper brackets, but it's a BO1. You lose here, you get knocked down to the lowers, and you are on your last chance, and that is not where you want to be for both of these teams, Pike. So really excited for both of these compositions. Team Secret Wales, they've gone with the more the traditional front to back. They've got the front line in Cassante, but a lot of poke. However, Sentinels, hyper aggression.
It's pick potential. That Blitzcrank is where I'm going to be looking at. Huhi needs to be making plays early in aggression, and we're getting onto the rift here now, Logan. Ready for game one, the League of Legends at EWC 2026, and it is going to be a big one. This is both these teams. Like you said, it's Sentinel's first time at an international event. Secret Wales, they've come off some good wins at MSI. It's two teams looking to make their mark here, and here we go. 30 seconds in, they're on the rift, and we're seeing what their play is going to be, but it looks pretty stock standard.
Yeah, both teams, though, they have a fair bit of international experience, right? Obviously, Sentinels, they've got Impact, a former world champion. So he brings a lot of experience to these games. And Team Secret Wales, though, they've been to so many international events. They have a lot of international experience. They're able to handle the pressure that comes with these live crowds, these marathon best-ofs, which obviously isn't the case here, being a BO1, but they know what they're in for. They've been here before, and they can do it again. As we do take a look here, we've got D-Ray in that mid lane on that Ryze. Do love to see him on that. But I want to see, as you were saying, Team Secret Wales, I think their bot lane will be what
I
will
want
be
to
their
see the
win condition.
game.
But I think Sentinels, their mid through top, can be their win condition.
Yeah, I think it's that Lee Sin Orianna combo, right? I think that's one of those big things that a lot of teams really utilize well, especially at this pro level. They can get that ball delivery in. One good shockwave, we've seen teams do it before, can turn the tides. So we'll have to see, as we have hit a little technical pause, and we're just going to see these fantastic teams on your screen. But still, we got onto the rift, and I'm kind of curious. What do you think is going to be like the major final factor of this series, this particular game, Logan? Where do you think the action's going to be?
I dare say you almost hit it in the nail on the head with the Orianna shockwave, right? We have seen Caps, we have seen Faker get those 4-man, those 5-man shockwaves that has ended a team fight before it has even begun, and then they've just been able to run straight down mid and take the game. But that will be mid through late game. We're still, oh, good hook from Huhi.
Look, it's going to be the rocket grab that is going to pull BA in, but it's still a Karma. You do have a lot of the Mantra shields. You can play relatively safe and get some damage back, but you can see they're getting ready for that level 2 as second wave is prime, but I have to see, because already I can see HamBak is down bot side, could be looking for a level 2 gank.
Yeah, junglers have started on opposite sides of the rift here. We've got Hizto on the top side. We've got HamBak on that bot side. But a great first hook coming out of Huhi to put that pressure onto Team Secret Wales. You must respect the Blitzcrank hook. Yes, they've lost in HP for now, but they're also up in health potions as D-Ray walking forward aggressively into Darkwings. He needs to be careful. He has warded out this camp though, so HamBak probably not going to be able to get anything done here as Pun looking low into the likes of Impact on that Rumble.
Yeah, but the big thing here is Pun still has a slight lead. So yes, you're looking low. You're always going to go low into a Rumble in Cassante matchup, but it's not about the early game. It's about how fast and passionate. But look at Pun already taken so low. Has to back up. Flash goes forward. Impact flashes too, and they do just survive. No health, no mana for either side, but it is electricity in this top lane.
Pun is feeling himself, world champion or not. He will take it to you in the 1v1. Nearly takes out Impact. Well played by Impact there, respecting the flash forward from Pun on that Cassante, and nothing comes of it. It's just burnt summoners, but they are now prime for ganks, and we see HamBak on that top side. Pun has made it back out onto the rift using that teleport. He needs to be so careful. He's really pushed up right now, so a gank could come through there. But we're back on those bot sides. The wards are down, and it doesn't look like a gank will be coming through. Hizto just finishing his jungle.
I think the big thing here is I'm surprised that there wasn't that early level 3 Lee Sin gank. I think I would have liked to see that out of HamBak, but nice hook there, does miss. Now they're trying to move forward, and this is good aggression from Team Secret Wales on this bot side. It's what we wanted to see, but both sides can scale quite well. You do have a Ryze, you do have that Ezreal. They want to play in that mid-late game, but you got to look at the other side. There needs to be that early aggression. If Lee Sin doesn't get those kills online fast, they're going to start falling off.
I really am surprised that HamBak didn't go for that onto Cassante, actually. He was in the topside jungle of Team Secret Wales. He definitely could have wrapped around, but Pun did have a ward, had the vision, as Hizto just appears bot side, gets a ward down, and Sentinels do spot him, so he's going to take that recall. But in the mid side, they've got their recalls. HamBak, though, might be looking for something here. He's trying to play around vision. They need to be careful.
Yeah, it looks like Huhi might be looking for a big rocket grab, as there's the flash forward. Eddie able to
nice.
the wall, able to survive a little bit longer, and you know what? 5-minute cooldown, that is on the clock, and we could be seeing a repeat gank onto Eddie.
Yeah, that's a 5-minute timer, as you say, and if that aggression comes through again, he's going to be stuck. That was fantastic shift from Eddie being able to get away, forcing them to overcommit and then flashing over the wall. BA, safe as you please. He wasn't the target. They weren't going for him, so no cooldowns expended there. Sentinels back away, starts a recall as this mid lane fight is somewhat hotly contested. Both of these mid laners, the Darkwings has committed that teleport, but D-Ray traditionally has that ghost, also has that flash, so we'll be able to take any sort of ganks that come through that mid side. So well positioned there. And credit to Impact, he is catching up on the CS in this top side matchup.
Yeah, look, and that's to be expected, right? We do know that that's going to be the single case. Rumble, especially Impact, very well-known player, incredibly skillful, has the hands, and this is going to be a test for Pun. They have to be a little bit more safe, I would say, in this lane. If they're not, it could be a disaster. So we have to really see Pun is going to be that front line, like we've said, and now BA being looked at, going to be hit up. This could be first blood, as it's a good flash, but still takes the resonating strike. BA still running half health. Here's Hizto, looking for a bit of a cheeky fight too, but no. Isn't able to do it. First dragon has spawned. It is going to be that Infernal, so a little bit of extra damage will go a long way.
They got scared.
Yeah, I think BA kind of got lucky there. Who he was going to predict with that hook, but unfortunately, because of the lockdown from the Deadly Flourish, is Huhi moving again. BA was able to dodge it and hold the flash, which got him away from the follow-up engage, and then Hizto showed face. Sentinels respected that. We're like, all right, no worries, we will back away. But Huhi is roaming. Huhi is looking to make impact early. He's already left that bot side, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to get other lanes ahead here. We're going to win through this mid through top side that we were talking about earlier as well. And the Drake has been started up. Hizto is onto it.
But it's who's first to the dragon, so you're right. It is Hizto, but can Eddie and BA leave this bot side? We have seen Rahel sitting there comfortably, just holding the waves back, but now they're getting the shove. BA should be looking to make a rotation up, but if you leave Eddie unattended, it could be a disaster. One good hook can get the kill. It's just a shame that they haven't locked those kills down early, just not enough damage. But HamBak looking for a potential dive up here with Impact, but no, says, you know what, it's fine, let's back it off. We're going to trade the drag. Grubs aren't even up yet. You still got 1 minute and 45 seconds on those, so this could just be them looking to see if they can make some plays across the map, but it is Secret Wales, slight lead. It's not much, but it's 300 gold.
I do like that we saw HamBak on that top side. That was a big wave that was crashing, but I think they respected the fact that it is still a Cassante. Cassante is one of the hardest champs to dive under a tower, no matter what you might think of your opponent as BA going in.
Yeah, looking for a fight. Does get hit with a rocket grab, but there's a lot of damage. Huhi, Eddie's been hit with that. Cyclone is good. Is it going to be enough? They get first blood. Secret Wales are on the board, and they are going to be chasing them just a little bit further, but it is first blood for Hizto.
Team Secret Wales take the first blood. They get that first blood gold bounty as well, and they've put themselves ahead. They're currently at 1,000 gold advantage with 1 minute before the grubs, 4 minutes before that second Drake. So great position to be in. The kill did go over to Hizto too, so you want that accelerated jungler.
Youngest player here is looking for those big damage. We'll have to see. As you can already see, it is Hizto already working towards that top side. Probably going to do a little top side clear, then look at those grubs as they spawn in 45 seconds. But great aggression and a bit of counterplay there too. BA felt very comfortable. Knew that Hizto was in the area for that, so I love to see it. We'll have to see if they can start making moves across the board again. But now, Hex Flash over the wall. It looks like it is who you may be looking for something, but okay, they're just backing it off. It has also been D-Ray as well. Has sort of had to take a little bit of the back seat in a lot of these mid lanes too. So I'd like to see them get a little bit accelerated. Looking for something.
Yeah, Team Secret Wales is here. The whole team, it's a big fight.
They want some more. Is he getting knocked out? Shockwave is good, but is it going to be D-Ray? Has to flash. Look at the backside though. There it is. Another kill for Hizto. Looking for more. Huhi has to be careful. They're getting low. They're getting dangerous, but the hook goes forward. It pulls in PA. They're underneath the tower now. They're not going to be able to hold on just that much longer. Rahel picks up the kill, and it is a 1-for-1.
Ultimately, only a 1-for-1 for that massive team fight. They did bring 4 members each here. Hizto has both of those kills, so their jungler is ahead, but Rahel comes out on top here, picking up that 1 kill. Down 10 CS though, so Eddie still gold advantage, but it is nice to see Rahel catching up, and that priority over to Team Secret Wales, they're able to get onto those grubs. But let's take a look at this replay. It's HamBak aggressing forward, trying to take these camps from Hizto, and Team Secret Wales, they collapse. They see the play coming, and they go for it. D-Ray caught on the side, forced to flash after the deadly flourish, but that pulls 2 members of Sentinels away from the main fight. So Team Secret Wales use their numbers advantage to collapse onto the Sentinels, and the hook from Huhi to drag PA in to give them something back. Otherwise, that could have been an absolute disaster from an overly aggressive play.
As a great consolation prize, unfortunately, they did still miss out on the Void Grub, so it was Secret Wales able to get that productivity. As they're looking for something, Relwalk's coming in. D-Ray wants to join this fight. HamBak is a little bit low, has to ward hop away, but it is just a bit of a rough spot. But look at Pun up here too. Doesn't have much mana, is about 3/4 health, so have to be a little bit careful. Flash goes forward again. 5-minute timers be damned. They're just flashing every chance they get. D-Ray, Hizto, they're coming up. They're looking for more. HamBak can't hold on. It's Pun with their first kill here at EWC, and a great reactive play.
I was like, Pun, what are you doing? You just saw HamBak on the Lee Sin there, and he baits it in. He knew exactly what he was doing. He all outed and turned it around on the Sentinels. Team Secret Wales up 3-1 against Sentinels right now. 1k gold lead. Objectives starting to appear on the map again. 1.5 minutes to that trade. Huhi here, probably going to look for that hook, or just tell them to bugger off.
Yeah, look, I think they're saying maybe we want to go for something here, but impact's low. You've got to be super careful with that, because Pun can stay quite tanky in these fights and hold on a little bit more. They do have that Negatron choke, because they're going to have that little bit of magic resist too. Maybe staying here for Pun is not a bad idea. You do have that blue buff, so you're able to get a little bit more mana. Equalizer drop just to clear the wave. I do respect that.
Yeah, you got to get that CS. You got to slow the advance down. I mean, Impact is currently ahead in CS now too, so he has Porte up, and he is sort of keeping the lane stable, right? Sentinels can depend on their top lane up. Again, former world champion, so you know he's good at this. And we take a look at the vision control, right? Both teams have so much vision through these rivers, especially around that mid lane. D-Ray, he hasn't been ganked yet, so to speak. They're trying to make some plays on him, but they're more opportunistic than forced.
I think D-Ray's happy to take the back seat here. You want to get those items on the board, like already just got Swifty boots, maybe a tier. It's not the greatest start for a Ryze, but when is it ever really a great start for a Ryze when you're trying to get that tier online and get that scaling on board? But yeah, gold lead is still quite comfortable. 1k gold for Secret Wales here, like you said, with those 3 kills. But we need to start seeing what Sentinels can do to be a bit more proactive. They haven't got an objective on the board just yet. Secret Wales have that control. We need to start seeing those early aggressive plays again. Remember, we have a Lee Sin in the game. We want to see HamBak do something with it.
I mean, the thing is, we are seeing HamBak do things. He's just not coming out of those fights well. 0-2 and 0. That is not a Lee Sin that you want in this early stage. Hopefully there's a way for him in the late game, but Pun, all out.
Looking for something straight over the wall. Impact's got nowhere to go. No flash. Solo Bolo trying to use that shield. One more knock, and he's got the nice little thumbs up too. He has to back off. Impact's just too fast.
Pun, though, getting the better of Impact. The chase is not done. He's prevented the recall. There's a fight around the Drake.
Yeah, straight up. They're looking for the TP play. They might not be able to do much, but HamBak is looking to back off already. I think they're just conceding the drag. I think Secret Wales just sent the masses.
Yeah, they absolutely respected the numbers. I mean, Pun was there as well. He TP'd down to give them that numbers advantage. So from that fight that Pun had with Impact, he forced him away into the recall, prevented the recall, TP'd down, giving them that top side advantage and the numbers advantage.
Flash goes forward. Is it going to be enough as the Cyclone's being used? He's Histo's low, the shields are good, the Bunch keep them alive, dashing away.
survived.
Huhi doesn't know where to go, he's pulled left, right, and center, but the hook does go through. It is all of Secret Wales. Flashes burned, but they get out with their lives.
Yeah, arcane shift there from Eddie to get him over the wall. What I really, really love there is that they did it at exactly the same time. So I was like, was that like an in-sync double flash? But nothing lost there for Team Secret Wales, but a couple of summoners. It does mean that BA is susceptible to a gank, but that is a very, very tanky support. Meanwhile, these mid laners, they're just chilling. They're just farming their CS. Darkwings is 20 up over D-Ray. D-Ray, I think, is kind of playing the sort of weaker mid lane right now. Darkwings getting a lot of that push into him, but the team is okay with this for now.
I think that's the big thing, right? Orianna does have that little bit of an advantage in the early game. Once you hit 6, the shockwave is that big team fight objective, but Ryze is just a bit of a slow burn in these games. So still looking for that Rod of Ages. It's only like halfway complete. So it is going to be a while till we see D-Ray really come online. But yes, you're right. Darkwing picking up the Blackfire Torch. It's going to be a lot of burn damage, going to be able to be a bit more sustain in these fights. So I'm curious to see how they're going to start moving around the map, because we've seen all of Sentinels trying to move together, roam as one, but it's just not landing as it should. So nice of Impact trying to cancel the back, but not just in time.
What I'm loving right now, though, is the ward setup, the vision control. The Rift Herald is up in 1.5 minutes, and we're seeing a lot of Team Secret Wales vision around that top side from the jungle of Sentinels, right? So they want to see where the Sentinels are coming in for this Rift Herald. And items are starting to come through. We saw Pun pick up that Canic Wukong a couple of minutes ago, so he feels a lot more comfortable trading into that AP damage that Impact is able to do. HamBak with the Eclipse, able to trade a bit more effectively. Hizto also on one item though, so it's somewhat competent. That Drake though, still 3 minutes off. Time enough to get half, maybe a full item for some of these players.
Oh, it looks like he's looking for something, trying to get a little bit more. As there is the Cyclone, but it is 3 against 1. Nice kick, the Dragon's range lands, and it's a shutdown going for HamBak. But now they're looking at Eddie. Good flash to try and get out. The curtain's closed there. Let's see if they can send the full kitchen sink at Eddie, but he's holding on. The spike goes forward.
Close the load.
HamBak picks up the double, and it's a nice secure, and Sentinels take it 3-3.
Yeah, great timing to win that fight as well. 30 seconds on that Rift Herald. Sentinels have put themselves in a great position. HamBak, if he wants, will have time to recall and get back out onto the Rift, because there has been that Hextech Drake, so the gates have been open. They're able to roam a lot quicker. A lot of these role quests nearly finished as well, only waiting for Huhi.
The big thing about roaming quicker too, it is a Hextech soul. That's the big thing. You have those gates now. You can get to these things. Oh, good hook over the wall. D-Ray caught on a ward, but no, they have to flash away. The ghost is good. HamBak wants more blood. This is the power of the Lee Sin. Let's see if BA can come to the help. Nice to be able to do a little bit more damage, but HamBak has to leave.
Yeah, HamBak respecting the fact that D-Ray had been alive a little too long. Team Secret Wales were collapsing, but that gives them a free Rift Herald. Team Secret Wales not able to sort of present arms, if you will. Hizto, though, still having a look here.
Nothing's ever free here, Logan. That is the difference. Secret Wales will always be proactive. That's the difference. Straight into the TP. They're over the wall. It's a little bit of an aggressive TP too, but they're looking for everything. This could be the team fight that we've been waiting for. Pun's in the middle. The wall is looking good. Eddie's getting tongued out by on the backside, but Impact. Equalizer is good. It's onto 3. Is it going to be enough as there's a huge barrage? Is it going to be enough to lock them down? Eddie locks out Impact, and now they're looking for a little bit more. Pun is in the backside doing the damage. Histo's just joining the fight. Flashes go forward. Let's see if the damage is going to be enough as Pun still very low. Good shield, but no, HamBak comes in. The shutdown's even better, but now looking for a little bit more as Histo's there. Picks up Huhi, still underneath the tower. Realm Warp's going to be good, but it's not enough. They can't get out. It's a double kill. HamBak could be looking for a quadra if they're good enough, but no, it's not going to get there just in time. But still, Rift Herald was not claimed.
Team Secret Wales overstepped. They won the initial fight. They were up 5v4. They took Impact out, and they kept on chasing. Hizto rooted up under the turret, goes down. HamBak gets in there, kills Pun. I mean, Team Secret Wales had that early advantage. They should have just gone, great, we've got the numbers advantage, we'll take that Rift Herald, you can't contest us. But unfortunately, their hubris got the better of them in this situation, and they thought they could take it, because it is all on the line here in this upper bracket at the moment. And we see here, Impact, 3 members of Team Secret Wales, 4 go on this frontliner, but he's already got his value. He's got the equalizer down, he's forced Team Secret Wales back, and the shockwave in the backline onto 3 did so much damage that they have to be careful stepping forward. So this is where Sentinels is able to kind of be like, you know what, come into us. I'm going to root you under this tower. You are already low health. And then the interrupt on D-Ray's Realm Warp, the knock-up beautifully timed.
And I love that it just cancelled out with the Dragon's Rage. The Realm War couldn't go through, but now it is the third dragon of the game. Secret Whales have the control. Cyclone goes forward. Equalizer didn't hit too many. Let's see if they can hold off. This Dragon's still at 4k health. BA had to flash away, but looking to the backside. Pun is in the thick of it. Here with the final shot. Pun could go down here. They're going to be very careful. HamBak picks it up, and this could be Sentinel's first dragon.
It is the Sentinel's first dragon because Pun melted like paper in the face of the Sentinels just there. Where is this armor? Where is this magic resist that Cassante is so famous for? So there are limits. We have just proven it. But Team Secret Whales, they lose their tank and they go, you know what? We can't contest. We will back away. We're not going to give you any more. It's only the third Drake of the game. We have so much more time, and the Rift Herald is still up. That said, the gold diff still 1k in Team Secret's favor. That said, the longer the game goes, the less it matters. So Sentinels will be happy with this, and they are first to that Rift Herald, and it looks like they're going to get this jungle objective too.
I think that's fine. I think Secret Whales are happy to take that back seat here. They say, you know what, we got the first two drags, we got the Void Grubs, we're happy with the first tower too. Maybe we just need to take it back, but let's watch this replay again, Logan.
Yeah, Pun goes in here, right? And Sentinels just collapse on him. There's some poke over onto Eddie and BA. And as you said here, right, Darkwings is in a 1v2 against Eddie, and he's winning. Eddie forced to Arcane Shift as Pun is just on this bot side with the Drake, tanking the world. And BA flashes away from Darkwing's Shockwave, which otherwise probably could have killed them. And here's the smart call. Team Secret Whales backing away, Sentinels blinking health bars, but it is enough to win the Drake. And they're on the board with those Drakes, and they get that Rift Herald. The damage coming through from Darkwings has to be respected. It is an Orianna, no matter what you might think in these 1v1s.
Yeah, I think this just sort of shows and tells the story of that, where was D-Ray? Where was Pun? They weren't really in this. Like, you could see that Pun was in that fight, but they were just getting shredded. So they weren't able to do what they needed to do and sort of split the fight open. But great of Secret Whales again. They've been able to say, okay, we lost our front line. It's not worth it. So they had to lose a couple objectives to it. It's not the end of the world. Like you said, gold is actually very even now. It actually has sort of reset.
Yep.
But 6 kills to 6 kills. It's any team's game right now. Sentinels are starting to come back, and I love this fire.
Yeah, that's it. Team Secret Whales got themselves a nice early advantage, but Sentinels are fighting back into this game. It's dead even across the board. One turret per team. Still looking for a pick.
It's Impact getting actually melted down too, but instead Firespin are not going to be able to enough, and still, that is a couple TPs. Realm Warp's now coming in. Pun wants to join this party. Let's see if they can get into the backside. It is going to be taken out.
Nice.
No Equalizer is going to save you now, but now HamBak has to ward up away back into the safety of that tier 2, because now you have to be so careful. It is a 4v5, and it is all about that pick potential from Sentinels that you have to be concerned about. But now it is Secret Whales turning the tides. Looking for a fight, but that is Huhi landing a hook. It's not going to be enough. Now Rahel being looked at. It is a Jhin, lacking of mobility, but be careful. But no, it's only Pun taking the resonating strike, not the end of the world.
My problem with that kill on Impact was Team Secret Whales committed so much.
Yeah.
There was Realm Warps, there was TPs, and all they got was Impact. And it wasn't like he hadn't used his ult already. He already had. He was spent. He was done. It was almost a very overvalued kill here, as skirmishing has picked off.
Yeah, they're looking for something. Histo's being jumped on by HamBak, but there's a TP coming in. They know something is awry. Kicked over the wall into the Baron Pit. Maybe you're going to start it up, but no. It's just gone. Histo's taken out. Eddie has to be careful. Great Equalizer lands on 2. Pun is stuck on this wrong side of the wall. Good slows there from D-Ray, keeping them back, but Secret Whales had to take the L.
Yeah, definitely, and a fantastic timed win there for Sentinels as well. The Baron is up, so they could go for this if they want.
Shockwave is good, actually. They're looking for Pun, but he is a frontline tank. He's looking to hold his line. Rift Herald's been now charged. It's going to take a little bit more, but they did take the tier 1 too, so this is a big moment. It is Sentinels starting to turn that tide. They're now up in gold.
In the last 2 minutes, Sentinels have been able to claw back 2,000 gold. They robbed Team Secret Whales. No, sorry, they earned the 1,000 gold lead out of Team Secret Whales, and now they're 1,000 themselves up. So a great 2K switch. They've got objectives. They've cracked open that mid lane. So now they have more map control as well. Now they can roam and be aggressive here.
And the gold's on the right players here, Logan. That is the big thing. Darkwings looking really solid. But look at HamBak. They are fierce with a 1k gold lead just on themselves. So Hizto, yes, has 4 kills to 3 deaths, but 6 kills to 2 for HamBak means that they are making the plays that we've been wanting to see.
And that's what we were saying early game, right? At one stage, HamBak was 0-2-0. He's now 6-2-0. He has not died since those early 2 deaths. So HamBak on an absolute tear. Does have those second items as well. They're all starting to come through. Leandri's there on Impact. The Proto Belt for Darkwings. As we take a look at that damage, Darkwings and Impact, we expect that from the Rumble. But you don't expect Orianna to be that much farther ahead of everybody else. But where is D-Ray?
D-Ray's not really in this game right now. Look, that is the whole point of the Ryze. You're looking to the late game. You're trying to hold on. But still, we will see it start to scale up a little bit more. As the champion comes online, you got that Rod of Ages. It's almost at its 10 stacks. It's only on 7. Once we get a couple more on there, once we've got an amplifier, we'll be okay, and I think D-Ray will start being a little bit more relevant in these team fights. But again, it's Huhi starting with these fantastic hooks and able to do something with it. But now, Baron and Dragon are up for grabs.
And HamBak has already started that Dragon. As Sentinels were forcing Team Secret Whales up into that mid lane, HamBak has started the 4th Drake of the game. Team Secret Whales, they don't want to let this one go lying down. Pun walking forward into everything.
And it's looking good. It's a 2k health. Equalizer drops, but Hizto wants to be there. But no, it is going to be taken. HamBak is able to lock that down. Curtain call has been dropped. Pun is low. Equalizer. Oh my lord, it's all too much. HamBak's picking up another kill. They've gone godlike. BA, it's a double kill. HamBak, they're looking strong. Maybe making this the triple. Trying to go into the clone. The Cyclone's not going to be enough. Hook still lands, but no. Darkwings locks down the kill. But it is 4 members tanking a tier 2. And they're just going to leave with the victory there.
They get the Drake, they get the team fight. Sentinels nearly 3,000 gold ahead of Team Secret Whales now as Eddie goes for something, clips them, but it's not enough to take them out. Sentinels going to take this Baron now as HamBak's gold lead has extended out to 2k. Darkwings out to 1.2. That's your mid laner, that's your jungler. They're the ones you want ahead.
That's it. And look, this Baron's already at 7k health, so it's going to be melted down even faster once again. I think this is just free. Hizto's not on the board for the Smite fight. Yeah, consolation prize, they took the tier 1, but Baron at 24 minutes is pretty damn good.
Look, it's no T1 Baron, but it's still a pretty quick Baron. You do love to see it. As we go back to this fight around the Drake, the equalizer from Impact onto 3+ members, and it is burning them down. Pun, I think he was overconfident. He stepped right into 5 of Sentinels, and they went, all right, we'll start burning you down. And the rest of Team Secret Whales weren't ready to follow up. They weren't ready to take advantage of the focus here. There's D-Ray. He tries to get something done on the back end around this tier 2, but he's just, he doesn't have that damage yet. He's only just completed his 2nd item. Ryze really comes on that 3rd item. And the way Sentinels are playing right now, Pike, I'll be surprised if we get there.
Look, I think Sentinels are looking real sharp right now. 10 kills to 7. They've got a 2.8k gold lead. They're looking good. They're starting to stack those dragons. This is where the dragon stake is so important in this mid to late. And having 2 Hextech dragons means there's a little bit of extra shocks, a little bit of movement is going to be so good. But now it is on Secret Whales. They've got to take that back seat. How do they start pushing forward a little bit more? Can they hold that line and scale to where D-Ray can actually have that impact we wanted to see?
Yamato will cover PLG and Koi. You can
equalizers,
go
whether
over
they're
there.
wave clears,
We
whether
have
they're
2
zone
speeds
ults,
running.
they're actually doing a great job, right? A couple of first ones in those 1v1 situations, but yeah. But now
This
that we're
was
in the
the
team fighting
only way how we can get
Impact
highlights.
knows how to use that equalizer. He's getting so
We
much
have to
value
stream
out
all
of
the
it, and it
games
breaks Team
ourselves.
Secret Whales apart, right? They have to respect that damage, otherwise they will get cooked in those back lines. Sentinels, though, they're on this bot side. They're pushing for this tier 2. They're waiting in this push if someone from Team Secret Whales oversteps, and it could be D-Ray.
It is smart. Secret Whales have started to move forward, and they've identified that they've got the Baron buff. They need to somehow answer it. Huhi's looking for the hook. It is just going to go wide. Good space. There's the Realm Orbs coming in. Hook's down, so the cooldown's good. They're not right on top of them. Is it going to be enough as they're trying to get some damage off? Curtain Call gets summoned. Is it going to be good? Cyclone's good. It's Eddie picking up the kill, and they take the one, and they say, let's leave it at that.
I was questioning that Realm Warp. They brought 3 members straight into the ultimate of Huhi. He opened with a silence onto them, and I was like, surely they're done for. But no, Team Secret Whales are able to Realm Warp aggressively right into the middle of Sentinels and take that kill. Extremely high value, great productivity out of D-Ray to make that call. And that's not one of those set plays. You have to make that call on the snap. Darkwings, though, 1, 2, and 6, another 20 seconds off the rip. So Team Secret Whales have to take advantage now.
That's a little bit of the bounty gold, right? Like, they picked up one of the strongest players in the game right now. Like, it is Darkwing. It is going to be HamBak. They are running this show. Take them out, and you start to take the show into your own hands. So it is now Secret Whales trying to make something. Look at that gold graph. We're on a roller coaster of a game, Logan, once again. And if this doesn't remind you of the LCP, I don't know what does.
At 18 kills in 26 minutes, I'm still feeling a little, LCP, we're so used to 1 kill a minute at least.
Yeah.
This is the, the LCP versus LCS, right? They're two different styles of play meeting here at EWC 2026, and it's interesting to see how they react with one another, right? It's not like, oh, it's that champion, I know how to beat that. No, it's a player I don't know how to walk into on that champion. They might have different plays, which we saw out of Pun. He was nearly 1v1ing Impact, but something brewing.
Eddie has to be careful here. Same with D-Ray and Pun. They're on the wrong side of the wall. We have seen Sentinels living inside their jungle too, so you got to be very careful because they do have that snap catch play. One bad hook could spell disaster for Secret Whales, or maybe I say one good hook. But still, we need to see Secret Whales being a little bit smarter, controlling the vision state, because Sentinels are just all over them.
Huhi is looking for this hook. Pun is doing a great job standing right in front of Huhi, right? Because you don't want to hook Cassante. That's the worst possible target. So Pun doing a great job.
Good
Gets on Huhi.
Back. Pun is there. Good flash comes out, misses out the hook, but that's a 5-minute cooldown once again, and sending out the barrage just to trim the wave a little bit, but still, now Rahel has to be careful. Items are coming online. We're still seeing very close. We're getting towards that IE, so Jhin's getting closer and closer to that 50% crit, but with the Ghost Blade, it's going to mean a lot. The damage is there. Dragon is up. This is the big thing, and the control from Sentinels is already out, but look at Teams of Secret. They're just sitting at this tier 2. Equalizer gets dropped early. It's hitting 3. It's a lot of damage. Pun on the wrong side could get caught here. The front line is obliterated, Logan.
And that's that zoning ultimate coming at Impact we were talking about earlier. He used that Equalizer to zone the rest of Team Secret Whales away, and then they're like, you know what? We will hook Pun here today because it's a 5v1. You could be the tankiest top laner in the world. You will not survive that on your own. So a fantastic play from Sentinels there and great timing. That Drake is up. They have that numbers advantage, and Team Secret Whales with no frontline surely cannot contest this. And I was going to talk about how HamBak chased Hizto out of his own jungle and forced that ultimate out of him too. So Hizto in no place to contest this one. A really great minute there coming out of the Sentinels from the LCS. I'm loving seeing this intelligent gameplay.
Yeah, look, it really is. You're right, they're playing really smart to how strong the players are. That is the difference between a good and a great team. Still, both these teams are great. They're just putting on a different performance. And it's nice to see Secret Whales, they're trying to claw back what they can. They're trying to get those picks. They're trying to mitigate those losses. But Sentinels, a fantastic job. They're really accelerating this game. They're on soul point. They've got all 3 Hex Drag souls right now, and they're feeling pretty strong. So it now comes down to how big is their pick potential, because Baron up in 10 seconds.
I was about to say, right, the second Baron is about to occur, but it didn't feel like they got too much value out of that first Baron.
Yeah.
So Sentinels have to be looking to get something more off of this second one if they're able to secure it. But Team Secret Whales, they're primed and ready to go. Almost every single ultimate is up. Almost every single summoner spell is up. But the same can be said for Sentinels. The next fight is going to be a big one wherever they make it happen. 3 Hextech Drakes for Sentinels. Their poke stings. A mountain and a infernal there, the Team Secret Whales. So a little extra damage, but a little extra resilience. So the Cassante can stand a bit taller, a bit longer. But in front of Sentinels, it doesn't feel like it.
And look at the vision control. Not only is it traps, but it is pink wards everywhere. And they are massive, and they're doing so much away. But there's a little barrage going forward. It doesn't really hit its mark. And Huhi just controlling this state. Yeah, you pulled it in, but it's Pun getting hit with the rocket grab. Let's see if Hizto's still going to be the target. Has to dash away, but it is this control. They have had to back off. The pressure from Secret Whales was enough.
Yeah, they backed off, but D-Ray wasn't there. He just completed his 3rd item, so they were just delaying. They needed D-Ray to get there. He's got his 3rd item online, so now they can fight. They can contest these objectives in a serious way. But Sentinels, they're still on the Baron. Team Secret Whales don't know this is happening right now. The rest of Sentinels is zoning them away. They have to move in.
Look, this is it. It's only HamBak doing the Baron, so it's a bit of a different story. Yeah, you have a good bit of healing. You have that Sundered Sky. You have Death's Dance. You got an Eclipse as well on HamBak, so you are feeling really strong.
Lee Sin soloing Baron.
It's not often a Lee Sin can solo a Baron, even at 30 minutes, so we'll have to see as the damage is still good. Now the rest is coming through. Rahel's now here. Darkwings is joining. That's your damage dealers. Where is Secret Whales? They're not even looking as they're trying to get the snipe. The barrage doesn't land, and it is second Baron heading over to Sentinels.
Beautifully played by Sentinels there. They gate-kept Team Secret Whales so effectively, to the point that Team Secret Whales thought they were just in contention around mid-lane priority. They they had to be aware that HamBak was missing, or at least concerned about it. You saw Hizto, he was wrapping around that red buff, but a ward spotted him out, so he had to back away. Huhi playing the bouncer there. So, Team Secret Wales, they pushed in that mid lane, they tried to chip down that tier 2 turret, but Sentinels right now feeling comfortable. They have all the advantage, and that IE, that third item for Rahel, now completed as well. And look at the damage Eddit is doing. He is trying as hard as he possibly can to carry Team Secret Wales through these fights, but the next 4 damage dealers are all Sentinels.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit rough. Hizto had a great start to the early of the game, but now it's just starting to fall off. He's been targeted. He had a big mark on his back, and it was Sentinels saying, we can hit that mark. But we'll have to see if they're going to start moving forward. Hizto needs to start making those aggressive plays and getting into these pits.
It really reminds me of the draft, though. They did their homework and they banned Hizto's top 2 junglers. He is the LCP MVP, right? He has the most impact. He's so dynamic. He's such a playmaker that they put him onto something that he's less practiced on, less comfortable on here in this BO1, and it feels like the results are showing.
Another Realm Warp as Hizto's the only one that's taking. His Cyclone goes on to 3. It's gonna be Hizto just getting balled back. Rahel picks up the kill. The curtains drop. Equalizer drops as well. Eddie's just too low. Has to be careful. D-Ray's now starting to do damage, but it's going to be enough as they're now diving the tier 3. You have to be so careful because the Baron empowered makes it so much harder, but still another barrage hit and it forces Rahel to back off, and that's a big chunky of damage now too, Logan.
Great defense from Team Secret Wales. Pun was frontlining as they tried to escape, trying to stop a couple of these recalls, preventing Sentinels from pushing any further with this Baron empowered wave they had there. But yeah, Hizto, the only in that Realm Warp, did open with the Cyclone, but it took him too long because Huhi hit him with his silence immediately.
Where was Pun? Pun needed to take the Realm Warp too. I think they were just out of position. You can see Pun is there saying, where are we going? What's the go? But they lose the tower, and now they said, okay, they're just going to siege us here. Maybe we need to be a little bit faster on these plays. But I think they're just worried about Huhi.
Oh, Pun just missed it.
Pun missed it.
Just missed it. And then we see Impact come here as well. Impact's positioning phenomenal. Gets that equalizer right across the back line, but we're back in live and we're fighting again.
Yeah, Pun looking for a little bit of fire, but does get hit with a hook. But HamBak now has a
GA.
Yeah, it's a GA. Like, how do you kill this Lee Sin now? It's just not possible. You're going to be so careful. This is the Dragon fight. This is where both teams need to contest. Is it going to be Soul heading for Sentinels, or does Secret Wales deny it once more? It's a lot of damage coming out. HamBak is still in the pit. Seeing if Pun can do a little bit more. Equalizer is a lot of damage. Where did Eddie go? There's just no place to go. Hizto has got the pop to the GA. Pun now dead too. Secret Wales are crumbling under the damage. The curtain call lands.
Just go and finish.
Picks up Hizto, and Secret Wales are just sent packing in game 1.
Yeah, and D-Ray's on the run. He's on the bottom side of the rift. TPs have been committed from Sentinels. They're trying to crack this base open right now. They're trying to stop D-Ray from getting back to the base.
Yeah.
HamBak is onto him. Gets the flash.
Yeah, look, and D-Ray has to be so careful because it is just going to be Sentinels charging through mid. But now D-Ray needs to be so careful. He can clear a wave, but is it enough to clear everything? You've got 4 members charging through. Sentinels are locking out this game, and they are very happy to take the first game here at EWC on B-Stream. Sentinels showing up.
Sentinels
GG.
take their best of 1 against Team Secret Wales. They stay in the upper bracket. They will not go down to that lower bracket. Their resilience, they were behind from the front, but then HamBak just was everywhere. He went legendary, and then they also played through Darkwings beautifully. Rahel was everywhere. Huhi roaming for these hooks, threatening everybody from Team Secret Wales. Pun, yes, he was frontlining. He was trying to prevent them getting through.